This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
And David Double D Dykstra.
One dub, BK dub, BK dub, BK dub. Bad Karma Wrestling. It is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestling show here live at Illinois Media School. No gimmicks Nick Johnston. To my right,
Scotty K.
Scotty Kiefer. There we go. Unfortunately, again, our boy Double D, David Dykstra, out on the IR, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A little bit of a hoit foot. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Ridden off TV a little bit, just to recover from an injury.
Kayfabe injury.
Yeah.
It happens. We're not writing him off like Bailey, though. He'll be back. He'll be back quicker than her. But here we are, folks. We're talking about the Raw after Mania. Got a little bit of AEW news and notes, and then I got a fun little. I'm taking over. It's
he's stealing my thunder.
We're taking over. There we are, folks. And actually, of course, today, big day. It's MCW, folks, live in Ottawa, Illinois, at Skydive Chicago. Big street fight between AMB and Chris the Wildcard Mercer, as well as the MCW World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Eric Schultz, the current World Heavyweight Champion, going up against Axel Rico, the challenger, as well as, an open challenge for the United States Champion, United States Championship, the MCW United States Championship. A couple other fantastic matches, so be there as well. Be sure to tune in. And they got, of course, it's a student-led production by IMS. So that's the big part here. So it would be all students handling the cameras, running it. We'll be on there as well. I think we're running sound, too. We'll be all over the place. We're trying to do our best. That's exactly right. So MCW tonight, Ottawa, Illinois, for the big show. Can't wait. Scotty.
The big show?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the same one, but no more BS. That's Paul White now, of course. But out we go. Here we are. Let's talk a little Raw after Mania. It's been exciting. It's been fun. Like I said, we'll talk Raw after Mania, a little bit of a little bit of WrestleMania Damage Control. Yes. I also listened to the entire Raw, the roast of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I got the Cliff Notes. I saw the thing you sent me, but when I went to go look at it, they purged it.
Oh, they took it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it. That's why I tried and did it as soon as I could. I knew it was going to be up there for a limited time only. But even then, still people are still snagging clips. I heard Nia Jax's clip is still up there talking about Charlotte Flair. We'll get to it.
Let's get to Raw after Mania.
So let's just talk about it. Exactly right. I have all the big spots here. The biggest takeaway from Raw after Mania, would it be possibly Cena's opening promo when he's counting down his appearances, the Randy RKO that followed, Becky Lynch's heel turn, called it by the way, Rusev Day returns, Stephanie Varquar appearance, the McAfee getting choked out, or Braun Breaker, you called it, joining forces with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, the Paul Heyman guys. So, what was your biggest takeaway? I can already tell it's probably you calling what you called.
It's the Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Seeing Seth Rollins win on Saturday and then becoming a Paul Heyman guy, and then like you just said, I call Braun Breaker that's where he should have been in that instance. I'm gonna say that's the biggest takeaway, and I think that's gonna have the most effect on everything leading. That is a move that changes the wrestling industry. How big I think that they can actually grow. Wow. And we'll talk about it next, and who's joining them. That also is gonna factor into that because you got this generation's evolution coming. If it could be
that's
like
what
that.
Everyone's making the comparison to.
It could be something like that.
Everyone's asking exactly that. You can kind of just sprinkle into it as right now a little bit while we're talking about it. Like who everyone's tossing around who should join the Paul Heyman. I don't even know if that's what they're being called. I'm calling them the Paul Heyman guys.
Until they get an actual name, I think that's fair.
Rightfully so. All right. So the Paul Heyman guys. The Don Callis family. The Paul Heyman guys.
Oh, don't even. Don Callis family, the bloodline. Oh, okay.
I know. Don Callis invented factions, don't you know? Like I said, the Paul Heyman guys, Rollins and Breaker. People are asking, is it going to be another couple of guys? Ethan Page, Austin Theory's been tossed around. Fraxium, I've even seen your boys Fraxium.
That was mostly me that told you about that.
No, I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I saw another I saw some other people making memes. I got Long Shot, Karrion Kross. We'll talk about him as well a little bit later. But who should join the Paul Heyman guys?
So I know for David said Finn Balor.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we see it cracking in Judgment Day, him leaving, him having his run-in with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, obviously.
Although I think there's a better story that's being turned long-term, and I think Finn Balor's going to be your next Intercontinental Champion.
Okay,
so
I don't hate that.
I feel like he's in his own story right now. It doesn't make sense to do like a quick 180 and join this group real quick.
He needs a full-on redemption story.
Yeah.
He needs a big turnaround because he's had a lot of stuff that it's a lot of bad stuff.
I think what's important about this is we're speculating who it could be, and we're going to know a lot sooner than I think people think.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think they're going with the new Bloodline format where Backlash, they show up.
Okay.
Especially with the rumored what the match is going to be at Backlash, which is going to be apparently Braun and Seth versus Punk and Roman. If they do that at Backlash, I would not be surprised if a group shows up. If one or two of the new group shows up there.
They were, of course, teasing that at the end of Raw after the credits had rolled. Roman comes out, gets curb stomped, and then even after that, people are making the posts online like, CM Punk and Roman Reigns lock eyes. Again, trying to maybe make that tag team and continuing on that little storyline from there on. I don't know if you necessarily need a Roman CM Punk tag team, but we'll see how that kind of formulates into something else.
Here's my question for you, because I came in and asked Frankie this. Okay. If you look at the group of what we have so far, you got Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. To me, this is a move that takes Braun out of mid-card from now on. I feel like he can't go back to the mid-card and be a 3-time Intercontinental Champion after a move like this. Maybe he could, but it's not likely. But if you're looking at it like that, you now have 2 guys that are going to be vying for the same title.
I mean, yeah, this might be a graduation. This might be a next step up. And exactly right. If you're talking evolution, that was exactly how it went. It went from, Batista being the next man up into the main event picture. So it could be that exact same route where, the bigger guy this is basically exactly right. It's laying out the same way. Mm-hmm. So it could be that exact same route. Yeah, exactly right. I agree. Braun Breaker can't really go back down to doing mid-card stuff or, jobbing to, not jobbing, but, losing to probably like Dominic Mysterio clean or something like that. No. It just can't happen.
I do think this is awesome because now Braun will never go back down at all unless he wants to be a Grand Slam champion at some point in the future, but he'll never go back down to the mid-card for this.
He's got his whole career.
Yeah, he's got his whole career
ridiculous like that.
I mean, this is what pushes him up to where I think even at 42 you could see him being a main event of WrestleMania.
I mean, play your cards right. He can be a multiple-time world champion. Doesn't need to be worry about a United States Championship run.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
if he wants. That's if they want to book him to be a Grand Slam, but that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, thank you. Again, going back to just Raw after Mania, I'm gonna go the polar opposite. I'm gonna go at the very beginning with Cena's opening, walking out there to a bunch of boos, and then of course the switch up of Cena. Yeah, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Chants back and forth. But the big part, and I really liked it, was the countdown that he had, pointing at the thing. I have this amount. I forgot how many appearances he started
27
off with.
more.
Okay, now
he's tonight.
Now he's got. Yeah.
He went from 36. Now it's 27.
He named off every single one by memory, and then of course he's like appearances, not matches, appearances. I'm like, damn, he's really ruining wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then of course I'm following online. Someone suggests the real icing on the cake of what he could ruin it with. He goes, he joins the Money in the Bank. He wins it so no one can cash in on him. I wish that would be again ruining it on top of it. But no, the opening with Cena, and then that turns into Randy Orton's RKO right at the end. Very well done, very sneakily done, and then of course Cena mixing in. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
I think you're missing another good thing about that part.
Go ahead.
He goes, none of you have apologized for anything that you've done to me. We are sorry.
They said we aren't sorry.
No, they said we are, from what I heard.
That's what I thought. That's what he said. We aren't sorry.
No. He flipped it and said, "You hear what they're saying? We aren't sorry."
Okay,
and then
I was reading the
You could see
subtitles.
reactions of the crowd like, "No." Like, perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's tough. Again, I was on the side of like, wow, this crowd is saying, really, we are sorry. What a soft crowd. Soft crowd. And I read the subtitles and it said, we aren't sorry. I'm like,
Really?
okay. Yeah, and then he followed it up. He said, see, we aren't sorry.
But then I saw reactions of people that they're like, no, that's not what
exactly.
we said.
Again, I thought I heard "We Are Sorry" through my TV. I was my brain couldn't tell what my ears were hearing. It was all I was all wishy washy.
Before we move on from this, the last thing I do want to mention is the Stephanie Vaquer appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You give Io Sky and Stephanie more than probably a day to go through a whole match. You probably have a 5-star banger going right there. I mean, that match on Raw was fantastic already, and then all the shenanigans after it. They are really setting up for a rumored Evolution pay-per-view, and I think that is fantastic because there's so many girls down in NXT that will come up and have great feuds with people on the main roster. There's still main roster feuds that need to be fully out, and like I said, you give those two more time to go through a whole match. Like, that is a dream matchup right there.
Yeah. Speaking of the matches, any of your thoughts on just 3 matches, 30 total minutes of time?
I mean,
they were pushing a lot of storyline.
It's more of pushing storyline, but it also wasn't like a lot of the storylines that we did have. There was no action in them. There was a lot of action in the actual just promo segments. A lot of brawling or like, you know.
I mean, Rusev's return,
that kind of stuff.
I guess, can substitute as a match. What do we got, Frankie?
How about that Gunther choking out Pat McAfee? I mean,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Oh yeah,
That was
sorry.
awesome.
Michael Cole, man, how brave standing up to that bully Gunther. Oh my goodness.
I'm not the one that tapped out.
I'm just doing my job. How can we walk around as journalists in an unsafe environment? I'm like, Jesus, relax.
Of course, Adam Pearce just has his talent going after announcers and stuff like that. You know,
it's a zoo over there. On Raw with Adam Pearce.
Scumbag.
Relax. Try to have him on the show, maybe. Call Adam Pearce a friend of the show. That'd be great. I don't know. That's just me.
I'd rather Nick Aldis.
Truthfully. But yeah, exactly. Only 30 minutes of. I didn't even know that was a real account on online. People were tagging at WWE Wait Time. Didn't know that was a real account.
Jeez.
They put together a whole graphic of the entire waiting time for WrestleMania and compared it to other WrestleManias. It was other WrestleManias were fractions of wait times.
Bro, I didn't realize that there was like an hour each day of entrances until they posted every entrance on YouTube. I didn't realize that. It didn't feel like that either.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. There wasn't. Thinking about it, there were only a couple that were cool, but none were like over the top. Like, wow, top 10 entrances of all time.
But not even that. The fact that there's a video that's an hour long of that, it didn't even feel like none of the entrances were like. It's not like Roman Reigns walked out for every match.
Never get that hour back.
Like, it's not like Roman Reigns walked out for every single match. You know, it wasn't like that.
No,
it didn't feel
not
like
exactly.
that watching it.
Well, carrying on. From Raw, again, there was also some WrestleMania damage control that happened earlier on before things went live. A couple people went on Pat McAfee's show the day of and then the day after. Most notably, Paul Heyman doing some damage control, trying to figure that out, and maybe even dug a bigger hole. For sure, The Rock did by kind of just essentially throwing everyone under the bus, saying, "I wouldn't have done this. I'm gonna wouldn't have gone through with this. I wasn't a part of this. I."
Apparently, The Rock didn't know how integral he was to the story, and that's why he didn't it's not part of the reason why he didn't show up at 41. But apparently, he was just like, "Oh, I don't really need to show up because I'm not that integral to the story." You're the one that turned John Cena heel. What do you mean you're not integral to the story?
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
No,
Not
what?
in the slightest, dude. When they're saying that there was since August he was planned on not being here, it's just like I can maybe assume that because he really wasn't gonna be at anything. I can guess believe that, but this is ridiculous that he wasn't involved at all. That Travis Scott was more important to the storyline than The Rock. Again,
I don't
the
know.
Soul Collector, The Rock, I guess. It absolutely baffles my mind. That was awful. I guess again Tuesday morning quarterbacking on that one for him.
I mean, looking back on it, like with what he said, you can kind of understand where he's coming from because they didn't mention The Rock at all in any Cody Rhodes versus Cena
Still
promo.
the wrong move.
Up until the last one, they didn't mention his name once, but it's still the wrong move.
Still the wrong move from top to
Why
bottom.
be involved at all at that point?
It did, yeah. It was awful. Again, even recapping. I don't find anyone that even has a nice thing to say about it. Yeah, it's just awful. It's really just awful. So a lot of quarterbacking there. Monday morning quarterbacking. A lot of damage control. Again, even like I said, was that Heyman thing about the deportation? I guess him making a joke or just saying, was that on Monday or was that was before?
It was both. It was both at the roast, and it was very weird. He said the same thing twice, one at the roast and one on McAfee. It was kind of weird.
I mean, he's probably paying some writers, so he's for what he was trying to justify. He probably got more material out of it than he needed. So just trying to run some jokes by it.
We'll say Cena on McAfee was pretty good. I don't know if you caught him on there.
I did not.
He was actually pretty good. He gave.
I think I saw clip. I saw a clip, but I didn't.
The first half of it was in John Cena like character, like
Gotcha.
ruin it, and then the other half were like he was mostly like I just don't want to spoil anything that like is gonna happen, and then they started asking him questions that's not like spoiler for storyline. They were just more so asking about other people and stuff that he's going through, and they were just like okay, we can actually talk about this. Like he talked about Randy, talked about Joe Hendry, talked about like a bunch of people, and just gave them all flowers and stuff like that.
Okay, for sure. All right, carrying on, we're gonna try and plow through a couple more things really here in the WWE section. Like I said, we didn't get to a ton on the WWE acquisition of AAA. Just thoughts on Worlds Collide, El Hijo del Vikingo, and then Alberto Del Rio. He's gone officially. Officially cut.
Okay, so he's still there, right? Because the way you have it worded, I thought you meant that Del Rio and Vikingo were both cut, and I'm
No.
I was like, no, he was there.
Yeah, no, he's good. I was just kind of like saying, like, no, El Hijo del Vikingo, he was there. He was in the middle. He's actually like the center, the trophy piece, the whole part of it, because everyone was kind of. Yeah, exactly.
He kicked El Grande Americano in the face. I mean,
exactly. Oh, that's true. That's true. But again, I was kind of on the side of don't really see a ton of benefit on the AAA side of things. They're already talking about rebranding it and renaming it to, like you told me last week, NXT Mexico.
Stupid. They'd be stupid.
Again,
and also
we care about Lucha Libre tradition. I'm gonna change the name right away.
Can I add that? Can I add more to that for you?
Yeah.
Report came out yesterday that apparently AAA have told their talent they need to start learning English.
What source was that?
I think it was Purist.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
They think that the El Grande Americano stuff is
So
going to piss him
JBL's
off.
really in charge, isn't he?
This stuff's going to piss him off.
Yeah, exactly.
The El Grande Americano from Gulf of America.
I mean, I think it's as simple, again, as the talent there is just going to get purged, and all the good guys, all the good talent, guys and gals are going to be up on the WWE roster or NXT roster, and everybody else in what's left of AAA will kind of just sink or swim for what's left, and that'll probably fold eventually. And
I don't think so
else.
because they haven't done that with TNA.
They don't own TNA.
No, but I mean,
they're
I guess so. But I just don't think it's gonna be that bad. There are already this acquisition is turning out to not look like it's gonna be that good with these rumors like that. But you hope for the best that it's not like that. I know there's probably a lot of fans there's a little small section of fans that are mad that they had to get rid of Alberto Del Rio for that to go because some fans that want him back in the WWE for some reason, but whatever.
No, I was about to say, actually starting off on the right foot, getting rid of him.
Yeah, that's not a good note.
So that it might only be downhill from here, but in that case, like I said, good start. Good start.
Yeah, good start there, and then everything else has been off for this
We'll see
one.
how it is. I'll try and stay as optimistic as possible, but in all honesty, I'm not. I don't see a bright future for AAA from here.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, already some things are going bad with it, but remain optimistic about it because you never know. It's literally been a week.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. And then finally, just in the WWE section, just thoughts on the controversial roast of WrestleMania audio that leaked.
This was a terrible idea. This was a terrible idea to do this.
Yeah, so I'm sure. I mean, of course, this is all jokes from some end. I'm sure some of the wrestlers that were up there between. I really liked actually Sami Zayn's performance. That was actually pretty good. I don't know if you caught.
What did he say?
So he did a bit where he wrote it down. He said, he's like, you know what? I'm not really comfortable saying all this. You know, Tony Hinchcliffe, do you mind reading this stuff off? He read it off. It was some pretty brutal stuff. It was actually pretty funny. But it was just one of those things like, Sammy. Like, and he's like, oh, you know, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He just kept doing that over and over again. I thought it was actually really funny. And it went over pretty well with the crowd. So Sami Zayn's performance was okay. Was pretty good. I think he was probably the highlight. Paul Heyman's was probably the most controversial. Nia Jax was okay. She got the heat with Charlotte Flair, like we mentioned. There was a cryptic tweet that came from Charlotte, and he's like, I guess I'll just keep on wrestling along those lines. Yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe's intro was fine. He was rattling off a bunch of names. Only maybe like a couple, not too many shots at AEW, from what I understand. There was the gangbang joke that he had. He's like, Penta, Ray Phoenix, CM Punk, and he rattled off like a couple other names. Like they're all Cody Rhodes all here. It's like all your exes got together and had one right in front of him. Like, oh gee whiz.
Yeah, I know Nia is getting like torn to bits right now for a lot of the stuff she said, which I know you're gonna say like she does nothing wrong.
She can do no wrong. It's your queen. Are you kidding?
But I know a lot of them tore up Charlotte for all her stuff. I heard Nia went after Cody, but I heard that she actually got a lot of flowers from that because they were like, it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then Paul Heyman just was absolutely ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah, and then him going back and forth with Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias. That was interesting enough. That one was the more viral clip of them all that went around. But yeah, I don't know how much is going to stick. Actually, also shout out a little bit to Braun Strowman. He came up there already pretty hammered, and he's a big man, so you can only imagine how much that took to get him drunk. But he's up there. He goes, I'm just a redneck that came over here, came to Florida with $150 in my pocket in a dream, and I made it happen. Then he was actually ribbing Miz pretty good. He goes, I got Miz in the back. He's got cue cards. He's got everything. He's sweating over here, and I came up here with just ad-libbing and rattling off the top of the dome, and he got a big pop for that. So I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, the Miz was the Miz. Good that he went first.
No, it's the reactions of like how, not like people reacting to it. I think most people like watch that were there and they're enjoying all of it because they get it. But obviously, if you're involved with the roast of it, they are absolutely hating it, and it's turning out that maybe they should not have done this.
Yeah, we'll see if they run this back next year in any sort of way. Probably not. They're in New Orleans. We'll see how that goes venue-wise.
You know what? I hope they do continue a lot of the stuff that were very different for WrestleMania this year, like that WrestleMania like nightclub thing that they did. Like the stuff out of that, like imagine going there and you get to. No, think about it like this: you get to go there. Like Brock Breaker showed up. You had so many people show up.
Don't wear deodorant. That's where I want to be. Where it's what 90% dudes. Yeah, cool.
I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Like you're at a party and then Braun Breaker shows up, or I think Sami Zayn was there. Jey Uso
it's like
came
Reddit,
out that
but
night.
in real life. Just standing there. Oh man, sorry.
The WWE world. I hope they bring that to New Orleans next year.
Oh, I'm sure they'll do that.
I hope they do that. That'd be cool.
At the Superstore, they'll do everything again. Went under the radar. I have to find out how to watch it. The Slammies. I don't know if that's streamed somewhere.
It was just on YouTube. It's on YouTube stuff.
Okay. Again, I'm 50-50 where it's just like It was cool that used to be like a dedicated Raw, but now it's just like throwing it out in like a noon, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock show on just whatever. So it is what it is. And I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
Apparently, it's better than having a pre-show match, I guess.
I guess so. Any other final thoughts, questions, concerns about Raw, SmackDown, NXT? Anything?
No, we all good.
All right, coolio. Well, in that case, take a quick breather and on to AEW news and notes. We got a big show coming up very, very soon. Stokely Hathaway's back. I know, another. I swear to God, he's not teasing Paul White. I swear it on my life. And a couple other things here to get to in the AEW section. Here on Bad Karma Wrestling.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. Cold draft taste is second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother. Hey, you get those reports done? Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah!
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel!
and David Double D Dykstra.
Welcome back. Welcome back to BK Dub.
BK Dub.
It's a BK Dub tonight.
Well, it's BK Dub.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done. We're done
we
with the
go.
big show
All right, there we
references.
go. That's
Even
it.
though we're getting into AEW,
And
it's
scene.
it.
All right, AEW time. Talking a little bit, like I said, announcement of a pretty large show. Stokely Hathaway is back. We got some rumors on the Hurt Syndicate. Actually, a little TK actually saying no to something. And
Fair though.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then I got a quick question as long as we got the time, so we'll hit that really quick. So, announcing already a 4-hour AEW show going from a live Dynamite right into a live Collision. They're doing it not once but twice now. I'm going to be actually at that show, the Beach Break in Chicago. They're starting off there on May 14th. And then June 11th, which they originally had that planned for, that's going to be the same thing, a live Dynamite immediately into a live Collision. They've done something similar, of course, with when they do the Battle of the Belts, where they would do a live Dynamite right into the live Battle of the Belts thing. But just the announcement of it kind of has made people go, oh my, sent shivers down their spine. So I'm ready for the marathon. Would you be? Are you gonna be tuning in?
So, I mean, it's tough because
Already announced Samoa Joe and John Moxley for the title.
That'll
be the main event for
that'd be
Dynamite.
great.
That's gonna be the main event for Dynamite.
That's gonna be great.
So that'll be the transition, of course, from probably main eventing into the beginning of Collision.
I would say based on the now that you laid it out like that, I thought it was way different than that. I thought it was an actual 4-hour Dynamite. I didn't realize they were going from Dynamite to Collision. So knowing that, I feel like it's a little bit better because you go to a WWE show, you're probably getting there at like 6, and there's going to have some stuff before SmackDown or Raw start, and then get out. And I mean, Raw's 3 hours, so you get out at like 10 o'clock, right? So I guess that's fine. I don't know. I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot.
So again, by the time you'll be done, it'll be 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. It'll be a lot, but again, it's nothing that people already have already handled for if it's a pay-per-view in AEW.
Yeah.
Essentially been the same thing. So it's tough to ask on a Wednesday night. I'm sure a lot of the kiddos probably won't be coming out or leaving a little bit early.
Yeah, that Collision crowd may not be great.
Yeah, again. But I think, again, they're banking on holding on to that Dynamite audience, getting a little bit more boost into the Collision numbers as well onto the viewership. So I'll be ready. Hopefully they announce even more and more shows because, like I said, with the May 14th show coming up, should be about, what, 1, 2, 3, about 3 weeks from now. Just about 3.5 weeks. So I'm ready. You will be too. So.
4 hours of nothing until the main event, so that's gonna be tough.
What are you talking about? No, like I said,
Frankie was sitting back there. We were agreeing. It's like it's tough to watch a full Dynamite. Like, I'm a highlight viewer of it. I'm a highlight guy. I cannot watch a full Dynamite.
Unless
so
MJF,
yeah,
or someone's out there. I don't know.
He's been there every single week, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, for this, what, 30 minutes? I'm saying the whole episode.
Yeah. So for 4 hours to sit out there, I think
like
it could be
they're
pretty
main event
tough.
Dynamite. They'll be in the middle.
Yeah, and then there's gonna be a whole show after that. Ooh, that might be a little rough.
It was already gonna happen anyways. It's gonna be a pre-taped Collision, so it's already, so anyway. So, like I said, you haven't been to an actual show there, so you have to check it out.
Hey, I said I would go.
Yeah, buy the ticket. I ain't your parents. I'm not buying
I
it
thought
for
we were
you.
doing a BK Dub trip out there.
I already purchased my ticket. I already got my stub. I'm on the floor. Join me at some time. Onward, talking storylines. Stokely Hathaway is back. He's joining the now healed FTR. So I wanted to they went ahead and attacked the old men that are the Rock and Roll Express. Not throwing shade, but that's just just trying to set the stage. The legendary team that is the Rock and Roll Express. Building heat from there. But like I said, I love so far I like the direction that FTR is headed in. And again, anything to bring Stokely Hathaway back.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Jesus Christ, guys, can we figure out how to spell Stoley?
Frankie!
Stoley?
Frankie, we went over this.
Spell check. Guys, my goodness, I get it. It's early in the morning.
You told me to put 4-hour
Christ
Dynamite. I had to
almighty.
fix it to 4-hour AEW. Hot shot.
Oh my God. Spell check.
Well, because Nick doesn't tell me exactly what he's talking about half the time.
What are you talking about?
No, I love this. This direction they're going in.
Stooley.
And I think that this is a good direction for FTR because they already love tag team, and now to kind of accept them as a heel, like you do, but now this puts them over the top, and it puts them in that right direction and puts them where they need to be at.
This has been somewhat of a sought after point to get FTR on the heel side of things. So I think that it's been a big time in the making for them to get going on this. So I like that. I like it. Yeah, it's all right. There we go. So FTR I like this. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Rumors are that a new Hurt Syndicate member, and it might not be MJF. So from what I've heard, rumors have it that there you go. Well, he's gaining a little bit of love.
He got another thumbs up.
A little bit of love. He got one more thumbs up from Shelton Benjamin. I got a ton of influence on that one. But like I said, a little bit of the watch, a little bit of some skin influence on that one as well. But nevertheless.
No, he said that wasn't why. He said that wasn't why.
2 out of 3 thumbs up now for the Hurt Syndicate. But like I said, rumors are sprouting up that Cedric Alexander might be joining AEW and might be the new Hurt Syndicate member. Any thoughts, questions, concerns on that one?
None. I mean, that was the group beforehand. So I mean, it's only fair that I know he's technically a free agent right now, but although he's probably in talks with AEW right now, I guarantee you, as soon as he signs, that's where he's starting at, and I wouldn't expect any other way for him to go. To be honest,
Yeah.
as much as it would be cool the way this MJF story is going with, but I can kind of see how this might play out if he does sign, and that I think is a good route as well.
Yeah, it can kind of play out where, the rich kid doesn't get it the way what he wants. He's been able to buy his way on everything. And again, he does everything right, and these guys just play him. Just playing like a fool the entire time. They take him for everything he's got. So this will hopefully from there, kind of like he said, no more trusting people, no more trying to join factions. They've been trying to rumor or trying to tease the whole Pinnacle that's been dropped a couple times, maybe getting that faction back together, or if he overtakes the Hurt Syndicate, he becomes the Pinnacle. I'm interested, like I said, maybe they get this involved and they then turn on MJF. They just take him for a ride and take everything that he has.
I got a way you do it as well.
Okay.
He doesn't put the thumbs up, and he's like, but I got an idea. We can add another member. And they bring in Cedric Alexander, and then the whole group goes, never mind MJF. Nope, we're going to bring him in instead. And then they do like a MJF, Cedric Alexander, winner joins the Hurt Syndicate match.
Maybe they could do something like that. That would be interesting to see. But
You think if Cedric joins, then Bobby moves to that main event level and he gives him his tag title? Because I don't think Bobby's a tag team guy.
No, but like I said, he can do no wrong. This is probably the most over thing, at least in my mind, that's in AEW right now, for sure.
Yeah,
The
we hurt
Syndicate.
people. So
Yeah, that's the big chant right now. We hurt people. There we go. Moving on quickly through AEW. Tony Khan actually declining an idea from other people. Said, like I said, some people run through it and be like, oh, he just does anything and everything, all that indie junk. He actually had a pretty good reasoning for this one. So Darby Allin had a storyline idea during the pandemic. According to Tony Khan, he had told them that Darby Allin proposed that Sammy Guevara were to run him over with a car. And that would have taken him out of action for some time. Darby Allin knocked some sense into him and then later said, like, hey, I'm already down to 30% of my active roster again. Pandemic. I only have 30% of my people here. I can't even afford to write anyone off for kayfabe and for any reason at all, let alone have someone get injured because, getting hit with a car hurts.
it hurts people.
It hurts people. It does. And again, this is 5 years before that. So good on him for recognizing when to say no.
Darby is not gonna have a career in 2027, bro. He's going to average right now. That's a good thing, cause this would be the storyline that he'd want to run right now.
And I did appreciate. I don't know if you saw, someone did a picture with Matt Hardy dressed as Darby Allin. Their cosplay had glass shards in their back.
Yeah, that was good.
And then did the half face paint and the usual Darby get up. So I thought that was a nice touch on the Darby Allin cosplay. So again, TK, way to go. Way to say no on that one. And by the way, Travis Hunter, you are all elite, my friend. Way to be.
Yeah, how quickly do you see him at an AEW show?
I'll be front row at the first pay-per-view. Oh, man, can't wait. Man, he what a day for him. He goes, man, Cleveland's going to be like, ugh. Hey, Florida's not too bad.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
We're good.
Let's go. Finally finishing off here. I'm going to butcher this name altogether, so my apologies.
Good luck.
Thank you. From Sportskeeda, Anurag Mukherjee. First name Anurag, last name Mukherjee. So my apologies for completely butchering the name, but from Sportskeeda brought up a very solid question. They write 6 AEW stars that have yet to wrestle in 2025, at least for AEW. Rattles off the names: Jack Perry, Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, Britt Baker, Darby Allin, and Danhausen. Of these 6 names, of course, we can rattle through them. Of course, Jack Perry, made an New Japan run, hasn't really been seen since. Eddie Kingston, injured, planning on coming back soon. Sammy Guevara in Ring of Honor, but hasn't performed on a AEW stage since Mercedes Moné came in. Britt Baker, injured / backstage stuff. We'll have to, kind of murky. Darby was written off right before Christmas.
And then he goes to Everest, and he's not going to be back until
Mount Everest training.
June, July, maybe?
Yeah, and then
That's
again.
maybe.
Yeah, and then Danhausen, again, just makes an appearance just short of Christmas time, December-ish. Hasn't been seen since. Of those 6, who are you pushing as the most? Who are you pushing the most when they come back, and how are you booking them?
It's Eddie. Eddie's out of all of those, he's the most loved by fans, the most anticipated by fans to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also say Jack in that same sentence, but I feel like people want to see Eddie more because I feel like
you can get an anti-hero following around Jack Perry.
Oh yeah, but I feel like Eddie is just people are waiting to see Eddie back. Like we've seen Jack throughout the last year. It's been a while since we've seen Eddie Kingston, so I feel like he's the one that you push more. And honestly, you try to push him to the top as quickly as possible because that's just where he belongs. It's like he should never leave that spot. He needs to be in the main event out every single time.
Yeah, I think besides Darby, who we have been labeling as the savior of AEW, we'll see how that goes. I would love to see Danhausen push him in the right direction, not just a comedy act, but actually push him in the correct direction. That would probably be the thing because he's constantly selling merch, hasn't been seen in a ring in forever. Had some outside stuff. It happens, but not nothing negative. It was a personal thing that had happened that happened, but nothing that he could control. But he's back, not injured, making appearances left and right, but again, not in a ring. So you need to get him going. Constantly the number 1 merch seller. We got one more thing.
I want to just mention some of the other names. Like Sammy, I don't really know what you do if you bring him back to AEW right now.
Yeah, no, again, his cap is kind of mid-card, TNT,
And I feel like there's not to discredit
title.
him, but there's so many others in that position right now that there may not be room for him there.
Yeah.
The Britt Baker, you said, the backstage stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if she ever comes back at this point.
True.
Mike Darby, I mean, there's so many guys out there that he could just have a great match with. But when he comes back, I mean, he's going to come back maybe June, July. That's if the whole thing of Everest goes right.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't lose like a toe or something.
Yeah, you could be looking at like August, September in the long run. Then there's not that much time left in the year to get him on, but what are you going to be doing with him? I feel like that's too far out to kind of say what he could be doing then.
Yeah, truthfully.
Because then I feel like you're just throwing him in at that point. You're throwing him into the deep end there. I mean, he's going to have so much ring rust from not being in the ring at all. It's not like he's bringing a ring up to Mount Everest with him. He's practicing at the heights.
Darby. I'm sure he's doing
He's doing coffin dives off
He's doing
the top.
coffin drops from the top of the mountain. That's how he's gonna get. That's how you gotta get down somehow. What are you talking about?
I just don't know.
He's gonna attach a sled to his back. Like, all right, see you at the bottom, boys.
I just don't know where he would fit in when he comes back. But then again, we don't really know what AEW is gonna look like around when he comes back.
That's true. It's ever changing. Instead of taking a quick break, let's go ahead. I want you to cut to his camera. Plug MCW for a quick second while I prepare what I'm going to prepare.
All right.
This is now Nick's World. We're taking over.
Getting ready for Nick's World. But MCW tonight at Skydive Chicago in Ottawa, Illinois. There's a lot of banger matches going on. Axel Rico and Eric Schultz for the MCW World Heavyweight title. A street fight between Chris Wildcard Mercer and AMB. We had him on the show twice, and he cut a fantastic promo last week for it. Go back and watch it. Fiery, one of the best promos we've seen of him. And like you said, open challenge, a great women's match. There's so many great matches on this card where we got got Frankie doing the white meat over there because they got to go up against the Mutants again.
Risky Business almost took me out there last time, dude.
Yeah, they did.
In the middle of the court.
No. You know what? Risky Business gets pulled up to be in this Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker faction.
Who?
Risky Business. Because the one guy from Risky Business is a Seth Rollins guy. He's from his gym.
Right,
so, like, how about we do that? How about we do that one? We bring up risky business to be in the Raw faction. Oh, what?
All right, drink
Coffee?
That. Don't even look at it.
I'm scared. But please, MCW tonight was doors open at 6:30.
I believe so. Yes.
Doors open 6:30.
First bell
MCW
around 7.
Skydive Chicago, Ottawa, Illinois.
All right,
I'm
guys.
scared for this.
Welcome in. This is Nick's World now.
What is that
This is
smell?
a quick taste test. This is a quick taste test of WWE Prime. I was able to find this bottle, and I'm not quite sure what the flavor is. It says Meta Moon.
Oh yeah.
It's 10% coconut water.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get a quick taste test all around. Gluten-free, caffeine-free. So
Actually not bad.
I've never had Prime. I've never had a sip.
I've
of
had the Meta Moon one before.
Okay. Well, this is just that. Just looking.
No one knows what it tastes like though. Like I have no clue what the Meta Moon one tastes like, to be honest.
I've never been to the Meta Moon. I don't know where our Meta Moon is in our solar system. But if it's this, if it tastes like this, we'll see. Let's go ahead and give it a gander.
This is crazy. Logan Paul's been getting such hype on this show in the last 3 weeks. This is
I know,
nuts.
I'm not.
This is
I'm not
so
enjoying that.
unlike Nick. He's
like I
putting
said,
Prime on the show. This is nuts.
I thought it was a good. Like I said, we haven't done it switching things up. So I'm just sitting here.
I thought you were gonna read
bickering.
me stuff, and I'd have to. Like, this was like a spit gag or something like that.
It's okay. It's very.
I don't really know what it tastes like.
It tastes like 10 fruits combined.
Yeah, it
That's
kind of
what it tastes
does.
like. I don't know what kind of fruit. Pineapple, peaches, apple, cherries.
It's definitely just as artificial as can be. It just tastes like candy. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
exactly
no
right. If
clue what Meta Moon actually
you
is.
just melted down a bunch of Jolly Ranchers and mixed it all together. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna endorse it in any sort of way, but it's got the WWE logo on it. But so I wanted to give it a shot, make sure everyone had a little taste of it. So there you go.
You know
I thought
what?
that was fun.
You know what? I got something for you because I had something planned for Sky's World because I
Okay.
didn't see until this morning. I have
Gotcha.
a question
What'd
for
you have?
I'm gonna name you some wrestlers real quick. You got Cody Rhodes, Aleister Black, who's probably coming back tonight.
Correct.
You got Rusev, you got Naomi, you got Chelsea Green. What do they all have in common? Drew McIntyre's in there. What do they all got in common?
I don't know.
They were all in WWE, left, and came back.
Okay.
Who do you want to see next?
Leave, come back, and then leave.
Or not leave, come back, but they've left, and they maybe should come back.
In the right way, but they're not going to do it because they want him to be Zack Ryder. It could be Matt Cardona.
I think Matt's the number one answer, especially with Chelsea there, and she's advocating a lot for it. She went on Chris Van Vliet around the time Kevin Owens was on there. I forget when, and maybe it was like a week or two ago, and she was really advertising for them. Cardona's really changed the way his character is. I don't think Triple H will want to bring him back as Zack Ryder. I feel like it'd be like the Fandango thing in NXT where he comes out the first time with it, and he's like, but that's not who I am anymore.
Yeah. I mean, again, in the world of everyone, he was kind of the Def Rebel intro before Def Rebel even existed. Just, yeah, you know it. Oh, right. Except that song actually rocks. That song actually is cool. But yeah, I would say probably Matt Cardona. And again, I would want him to run as Matt Cardona because he hasn't been Zack Ryder in over a decade now.
And his Matt Cardona character is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. King of the Indies. And if you're really serious about it, they already have the connection with GCW. He's been doing that whole bit too.
Yeah, a lot of WWE guys at GCW over the WrestleMania.
Yeah. I know we saw Natty Neidhart there.
Karrion.
Karrion Kross has been
Dunn.
doing that. Yeah, I didn't see any highlights from his stuff, but
He had a great match.
okay.
He had a good match.
It's just very unfortunate because he was a free meet and greet at WrestleMania. I was just
No.
yes, he was.
That's terrible.
Yes, he was.
You got
how the mighty have fallen.
a girl in mind? I think there's one already out there. That's a pretty common answer I've seen.
Not AJ Lee.
David, no. Sorry, David. No.
Is she in TNA right now?
No.
New Japan?
I don't think so. I think she's just a free agent right now.
Oh yeah, just wandering.
There's Paige.
Paige.
It's
Okay.
the one I've seen a lot.
Okay.
in that same question, but I didn't know if there was another name.
Yeah,
you
and
got
she
there.
said, I mean, good for her. She kept the door open. Did not burn any bridges on either side. Even when she left AEW, was a very nice way to go out. Was nothing but compliments towards Tony Khan and AEW. So, good way to go. That'd be fine. I think everyone would love that.
I think she fits in also really well with the group of girls in the WWE right now.
Yeah.
I think she would fit in very well with a lot of the NXT talent that's going to be coming up. So,
Yeah, I think that would be nice. That'd be cool. Again, kind of bring her back to NXT. That would be a huge pop there. And be like, oh, you know,
I feel like Paige is up on main roster.
Like,
day
no,
one.
maybe not for a huge amount of time, but for a limited, like a couple weeks, just to get her footing, and then she'll make a return
Fair.
to the main roster. Anything else?
I'm all good.
Need a refill?
No. I'm
Okay.
good. I got
All
to
right,
finish
there
my
you go.
C4 down there.
Bad Karma Wrestling. Thank you for joining. Like I said, MCW tonight, Ottawa, Illinois, Skydive, Chicago. We got the street fight. We got the World Heavyweight Championship. We got the United States Championship on the line as well. Multiple tag team matches. Great talent from top to bottom. Support your local indies. Support your local indies. It's the best time around. MCW, thank you for having us tonight as well. We'll see you next week. Take care. BK Dub.
BK Dub.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah.
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.